you throw kind of a human tornado like Flora into the mix, and she's the one who's saying, you know, why don't we do this and why don't we do that, and kind of pulls him out of his shell. You know, that felt just like a really kind of fertile starting point for this, you know, buddy comedy relationship, this friendship.
Sam, this film is so much fun. Look, The Genie was a made-for-TV movie back in 1991, and Richard brought this one back. What was it about Richard's script that you connected with?
I love Richard's movies, and they really just make you feel so good about the world. You know, what was exciting to me about this one was it felt like a really fun opportunity to kind of approach a very classic thing in what hopefully feels like a fresh way. And, you know, obviously there's so many people who grew up, I think, especially in England, watching the original and loving it. But, you know, it did feel like a fun opportunity, again, to kind of turn things on its head and kind of, you know, with the sort of production resources of a modern studio movie, get to crank that magic up and hopefully give the audience a fun and cozy time. You know, and I think especially the ending, which is, you know, I won't say anything about because I'm obviously not going to spoil it, but I think it was one of those things where I thought the whole script was so funny and sweet, but then especially in that last stretch of 10 or 15 minutes or pages, whatever it is, you know, it just all, he sticks the landing in such a sort of poignant, magical way that I just couldn't not take a crack at it.
Look, you stick the landing in such a magical way by balancing such that comedy timing that everybody has, but also these really true heartfelt performances. The chemistry between Paapa Essiedu and Melissa McCarthy is phenomenal. Can you talk about collaborating with them on this project?
Yep, you know, Paapa and Melissa are both incredible. You know, when we were casting, we knew that the chemistry between those two characters was pivotal to the movie, you know, working. And I think for us, it was really fun to, you know, pair the two of them together. They loved each other and worked so well together. And I think, you know, for me especially, like you're saying, so much of it is about a sort of contrast of skill sets and a contrast of sensibilities that, you know, I think I'm proud to say do blend in a really nice way. And, you know, I think, you know, it's funny. They are kind of like, there's this sort of mirror image thing in terms of their sensibilities, where on the one hand you have Melissa, who obviously came up, you know, in improv comedy, and everybody knows how funny she is, and, you know, she's made us laugh so much, but she has this incredible sort of gravitas too, and these incredible chops as a dramatic actress. And then on the other hand, you have Paapa, who literally is like, you know, coming from like the Royal Shakespeare Company doing Hamlet and all this stuff, but also is hilarious. And so I think that to me was, you know, I think I was wary of, oh, if there's a version where it's not funny enough and they're both really good actors, or it's not, you know, it's really funny, but it doesn't feel grounded. We don't believe it when we have to in those certain moments of the movie where things, you know, get a little more emotional or get a little more dramatic. You know, it was really important to me to have them kind of balance each other out in that way. And, you know, I'm just so happy with the result.
Now, The Genie isn't just about Bernard trying to solve his problems with the genie and all these wishes, but it's also about the friendship we see between the genie, Flora, and Bernard. Can you talk about how that friendship is explored throughout Genie?
The friendship between Bernard and the genie was really the core of the story. And, you know, obviously Bernard is this guy who's trying to get his family back, and he's kind of made a mess of his marriage and his relationship with his kid. And that's the kind of, you know, driver, that's the plot. But really, I think we always talked about this movie as a buddy comedy. And I think, you know, for me, obviously, again, not just Paapa and Melissa having kind of contrasting but really complementary skill sets as actors, you know, those two characters are so different. And I think that was what was fun about it for me. You think about any kind of great buddy comedy where obviously the more different the characters are from each other, the more fun it is to watch. So the second you have, you know, sweet Paapa in a sweater vest, you know, neurotic and, you know, kind of needing to loosen his tie a little bit, so to speak. And then you throw kind of a human tornado like Flora into the mix, and she's the one who's saying, you know, why don't we do this and why don't we do that? And kind of pulls him out of his shell. You know, that felt just like a really kind of fertile starting point for this, you know, buddy comedy relationship, this friendship.
You nailed this buddy comedy friendship thing. It's phenomenal. Genie's great. It's such a fantastic holiday movie, and I love all of Melissa's costumes in this film. I think she's fantastic in this. But Sam, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.